Hey guys, welcome back to our week 3 video class. So we're going to go ahead and jump in today with your technique activities for the week. And we have your major and minor chord progressions in D major and D minor, A major and A minor. And then we have our major and harmonic minor scales in our keys D and D minor and A minor. So we're going to go ahead and turn over, and we're going to do the scales first, starting with page 44. We're going to do our D major, then our D harmonic minor. So starting with D major, we're going to do right hand first, then left hand. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, sharp. 1, 2, 3, sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, sharp. 5, 5, 4, sharp. 3, 2, 1, 3, sharp over. 2, 1, 4, sharp over. 3, 2, 1, 3, sharp over. 2, 1. Left hand, here we go. 5, 4, 3, sharp. 2, 1, 3 over. 2 sharp. 1, 4 over. 3 sharp. 2, 1, 3 over. 2 sharp. 1, 1, 2 sharp. 3 thumb under. 2, 3 sharp. 4 thumb under. 2 sharp. 3 thumb under. 2, 3 sharp. 4, 5. And then here is our D major arpeggio, exact same fingering as we've been doing for the others. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Left hand, here we go. 5, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5. Beautiful. Now for our D harmonic minor, we're going to have B flat and C sharp. And that's going to be on fingers 3 and 4 in the right hand, that B flat to C sharp. And then it's going to be 3 and 2 in the left hand. So 3 and 4 for B flat and C sharp in the right hand, 3 and 2 for B flat and C sharp in the left hand, and everything else is white keys. So right hand, here we go. 1, 2, 3, thumb under. 2, 3 flat. 4 sharp, thumb under. 2, 3 thumb under. 2, 3 flat. 4 sharp. 5, 5, 4 sharp. 3 flat. 2, 1, 3 over. 2, 1, 4 sharp over. 3 flat. 2, 1, 3 over. 2, 1. Left hand, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3 flat over. 2 sharp. 1, 4 over. 3, 2, 1, 3 flat over. 2 sharp. 1, 1, 2 sharp. 3 flat, thumb under. 2, 3, 4 thumb under. 2 sharp. 3 flat, 1 under. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now on our right hand arpeggio, the exact same as in the major. 1, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Now the left hand has 5, 4, 2, 1. Remember, that's kind of the case whenever we have all white keys. It's that 5, 4, 2, 1. Ready, go. 5, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5. Great job. So now we're going to go ahead and flip over to page 56. And we have our A major scale and then the A harmonic minor. The A major is the exact same finger patterns and arpeggio finger patterns as D major. So I'm going to let you practice that one on your own. And then I also want you to, we're going to do the A harmonic minor. So just remember on the A major, we've got 3 sharps on that one, but the arpeggio pattern is the exact same, and the finger pattern for the scale is the exact same. So we're going to go ahead and do the A harmonic minor. So for this one, we only have one black key, and that is our G sharp. And in our right hand, that's the finger 4, and our left hand is finger 2. But that is the only, everything else is all white keys, and the arpeggio is all white keys. So here we go with the scale, hands to, a right hand first. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, thumb under 2, 3, 4, sharp thumb under 2, 3, thumb under 2, 3, 4, sharp 5, 5, 4, sharp 3, 2, 1, 3, over 2, 1, 4, sharp over 3, 2, 1, 3, over 2, 1. Left hand, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, over 2, sharp 1, 4, over 3, 2, 1, 3, over 2, sharp 1. 1, 2, sharp 3, thumb under 2, 3, 4, thumb under 2, sharp 3, thumb under 2, 3, 4, 5. And the arpeggio, the right hand fingering is the exact same 1, 2, 3. 1, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5. 5, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Then the left hand is that 5, 4, 2, 1. All white keys, that's usually going to be our pattern. Here we go. 5, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5. Great job. Now, if we turn over to page 53, we see our chord progression. And so we're going to go ahead and do this one in D major and D minor, and then A major and A minor. So I'm going to go ahead and just demonstrate all of these. You just want to remember to keep your your key signatures in mind as you do this. So you might want to go through and warm up by playing the broken. If you need to kind of a refresher. And then when you do the minor, just remember that your 5-7 chord is still going to have that raised 7th, okay? So the 5-7 chord is going to be the one that remains the exact same between the major and the minor. It's not going to change at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and demonstrate for you D major, then D minor, then we'll do the A. So here we go. Now to minor. Keep in mind the B flats. We keep the C sharp. Let's do A major. It's going to be the exact same as the D major one. Now minor. All white for the 1 chord. All white for the 4-6-4. Back to all white. Then we keep the G sharp. Back to 1. Excellent. So that is what you have to do for your technique activities for this week. And then we're going to go ahead and move right over and look at our week 3 pages in the book. So we're going to turn back to page 42 and 43. And we have our solo rep, the Sonatina in C. So this one is talking a little bit about the idea of a sonata form in this unit, which we talked about in our live class. So again, just keeping that in mind as you play this one, noticing where you have the same themes is really, really, really helpful. Because if you can kind of recognize where content is the same, it just makes it a lot easier to kind of keep track of what's going on. So you guys should have also gone through and kind of marked some of the sequential patterns, things where you have like the same musical ideas being repeated or clearly identifiable patterns. Perfect example of this is in the coda, where we just have scale type passages going on over and over again. So if you can play your scales, you will be able to do that one pretty easily. So we're going to go ahead and go through this one hand separately first, and then we'll try it hands together. This one definitely has a simpler left hand, but as I've mentioned a few times, when the left hand is simple, you may be tempted to say, okay, there's no reason for me to play the left hand alone. And that's really not true. It's absolutely useful to just go through the left hand, because if you can take that easy part and make it just so automatic, it'll make it a lot easier to play the right hand, because a lot of times we don't realize how often, let's say we have something more complicated going on in the right hand and we're having a mistake. A lot of times we don't even realize how often that mistake is actually coming just from the simpler part, the left hand, just because we are having trouble lining the hands up, or we're not doing the correct jump in the other hand. So just because a part is simple does not mean that it is not something that could be causing us some hiccups in our playing. So it's still really valuable to try it hand separately. So we're going to go ahead and go through just the left hand part alone. Again, as I've mentioned, it's very important that when you do practice the left hand or the right hand alone in rhythm, to count through your rests and to count through your long notes, and just resist the temptation to move too quickly and to rush through those sections. So here we go from the very beginning. 1, 2, ready, go. 5, tie, 1, tie, 1, tie, 5, tie, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 1, 5, 1, 2, stretch, 1, 3, 1, 2, tie, tie, tie to the next page, 5, tie, 1, tie, 1, 1, 1, 1, tie, 5, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 1, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 5, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 2, 1, 5, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 2, 1, 5, 1, 3, 1, 5, 1, 3, 1, 5, 1, 3, 1, 5. So definitely certain sections of that you may want to go ahead and just try it a little bit slower. That coda goes really fast. If you want the piece to move, so just kind of be aware of that. You might want to go through and try some of those sections at a little bit of a slower tempo. You probably don't need to practice like the opening themes slower, but you might want to just go practice certain sections a little bit slower than the others. So you might want to go through and just tap through the rhythm of the right hand in case you're having any troubles with that. So make sure that you're solid on the rhythm, and then we'll go ahead and give this a try, saying the right hand finger numbers out loud. 1 and ready, go. 3, 5, 3, 1, 5, 2, 1, 5, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, and hold it, jump. 3, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, jump. 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 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 5, 3, 1. 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 5, 3, 1. 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, and big jump. 3, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. Big jump. 3, 4, 3, 2, 3. 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 Jump down a skip. 3, 4, 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5. Perfect. So again, feel free to absolutely try that much slower. Try just a couple measures at a time. That's a great practice technique, is to say, I'm just going to work on 2 measures. Get that first, and then take a pause. Now you work on the next 2. It's a much more achievable task to say, let me go ahead and perfect 2 measures than 20 measures, 40 measures. It just is a lot easier. So again, feel free to try that in small sections just like that. And that would be a great practice strategy to also incorporate with playing slowly and playing hands together. And then here will be a little demonstration of how it will sound all together. Remember to bring out your right hand and try to emphasize your legato and staccato sections. Excellent. So this one is definitely a little bit of a project. This is not like the easiest solo rep that we have in the book by any means, but just remember that we don't ever have to play the solo reps for video assignments until the exams, and you get to choose any of the solo reps from the first units that we've covered. So if you were wanting to play this one, you have until you can prepare this one for the exam. So you'd be able to have plenty of time to work on this, because this one is a little bit more of a project, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So let's go ahead and just jump on over really quick, and we have our little technique exercise 1, 2, and 3 on page 45. So this top one is a really great one here. For basically what you're doing is you're holding a tie in your thumb while you're playing staccato notes in your left hand first. 5, 4, 3, 2, my thumb is still holding. Then I'm playing a legato phrase while my thumb is still holding, okay? So that's a really great one for being able to do different articulations with different fingers on your hand. So holding the thumb and then being able to Easily play short notes or legato notes while your thumb is holding. And then they have you step up subsequent keys until you get back up to C. So go ahead and give that one a try, especially if you feel like you kind of need some work with kind of finger independence and just making sure that your fingers can play separately pretty easily. And then number 2 and 3, we have some little kind of like etude like pieces down here working on some common chord progressions. So we have like going from 1, 6, 4, 7, 6, 3, 6, 6, 2, 5, 6, 1. So just practicing some of the common chord transitions that we might have, some of the common chord progressions. These are also really good for helping you work on identifying patterns and identifying what stays the same and what changes. So for example, looking at just the, you can look at either hand alone, but let's take the right hand for example, noticing from that 1, 6 chord to the 4 chord, it's just those 2 notes that go up. My pinky remains the same. Then I'm going to jump down, and then it's going to be the same thing where my bottom fingers go up, my pinky remains the same. I'm going to take a step down with my whole hand, pinky remains the same thing here. So it's a lot easier, and it's not, it saves you the time of having to like focus on every single note individually. Like, and every single new note being a process where you're reinventing the wheel, if you kind of notice the patterns and realize, okay, I don't really have to think E, G, C, now F, A, because you're thinking about, okay, what's changing, what's staying the same. Let me focus on the pattern. If I step down, then step up, step down, then step up. Then that makes it a lot easier and a lot more logical for your reading. So let's go ahead and skip over to page 46 and 47. We have our 3 reading exercises here. So again, practice suggestions and steps for this would be to go through, tap through the rhythms, especially in number 3, that one has a little bit more of a complicated rhythm, and then go through and try it hands separately. And counting through or saying the finger numbers, whatever you feel would be valuable for you to practice with hands separately. You could say note names, counts, finger numbers, whatever, and then trying it through very, very slowly, hands together. While you do not have transpositions assigned for these reading exercises, if you want to give yourself a nice challenge or something to really work on, it would be awesome to try doing these transposed. So any of these reading exercises. As we're getting into more like transposing instruments parts that we're looking at in here, if you work on transposing these reading exercises, you know, if you can do these reading exercises, you can do the simple transposition lines super easily. So I'm just going to go through and demonstrate these 3 for you, talk through any things that are a little bit worth noting in each. Notice that for the first one, dance, our left hand, we have that C chord, and that's not a 5/7 chord. That is a C sus4 chord because the C and the G stay on the outside, and it's called sus4, not like sus like suspicious, but sus like suspended or substituted, because we take, instead of putting the 3 like 5, 3, 1, we move up to the 4th scale degree, which is F. So that's what we have in there. So just avoid playing the 5/7 chord because it looks kind of like that at the top, but that's not what it is. 1, 2, ready, go. Very, very short and sweet. For etude on the next one, we are, the left hand is just arpeggiating to an Alberti bass of our A minor chords. So we just have our 1 chord and our 5/7 chord. And then the right hand is really just playing the 5-finger pattern with a little bit of embellishment and just a few things changed. But basically we're just in that A minor 5-finger pattern for the right hand. So here we go from the beginning with this one. 1, 2, ready, go. Careful here. Careful here. So if you get tripped up on that little skip on the ends of measures 2 and 6, just circle that in, practice that a few times with your right hand alone. So then we have number 3. This one's really cool. We're going back and forth between major and minor. So in the beginning we have this. And then we have a quick reach up with our right hand. So just be careful of that. We kind of jump up from our hand position right there to play those harmonic thirds. But your left hand stays in a D 5-finger position the entire time. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Minor, back to major. Right hand jumps, back to D, minor, right hand jumps, perfect. So you'll choose one of those to play for your video for this week. And then we also have our harmonization activities on 47 and 48. So we have 2 on 47 and 1 on 47 and 2 on 48. So as usual, I'm just going to demonstrate one of them for you, talk you through the practice steps, and then you'll practice all of them and choose which one you want to do for your video this week. You'll choose one. So I'm going to go ahead and do number 1 because I've been mostly doing the ones that have the pop chord symbols, and I want to demonstrate one with the actual Roman numeral numbers. And this one is fairly straightforward. All we have is our 1, 2, 6, 5, 7, and 1. So for our first original key, we're going to be in F major. So our chords are going to be our F major, our 2-6 chord is going to be a G minor 6 chord. Then our 5-7 is a C7 chord back to 1. So let's go through and just play the chords alone, and then we will play just the right hand alone. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 6, 5, 7, 1. Stay on 1, 2, 6, 5, 7, 1. Great. Now we're going to go ahead and do the right hand part alone, and I'll say the finger numbers. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 4, 4, 3, 4, 5, 2, 5, 2, 1, 1, 5, 4, 1, 2, 1, 5, 4, 1, 4, 4, 3, 4, 5, 2, 5, 2, 1, 1, 5, 4, 1, 2, 4, 2. You can do 2, 4, 2, or 3, 5, 3 at the end. It doesn't really matter, whatever is most comfortable for you. Then we'll try that hands together in the original key. 1, 2, ready, go. Beautiful job. So now we'll go ahead and try it in G major. So our chords for G major is our one chord is going to be in G, our 2-6 is going to be an A6, and our 5-7 is D7. So let's go ahead and try just the left hand. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 6, 5, 7, back to 1, stay on 1, 2, 6, 5, 7, back to 1. Excellent. Now here is our right hand part. So everything is going to be just up one step. Make sure that you pay attention to the intervals. Those big leaps right there might be a place to pencil in a few note names. Again, don't use like marker or pen. That way you can erase them as you figure it out. But just something to keep in mind. Also remember that we're not going to have B flats, but we will have F sharps in our melody since we will be in G. Ready, go. 1, 4, 4, 3, 4, 5, 2, 5, 2, 1, 1, 5, 4, 1, 2, 1, 5, 4, 1, 4, 4, 3, 4, 5, 2, 5, 2, 1, 1, 5, 4, 1, 2, 4, 2. Excellent. So make sure you've got all of that hands separately. Then we'll try transposed hands together. Ready, go. Beautiful job. So we'll go ahead and jump over now to our last two activities, which is our instrumental score on page 49. So what you are going to do is we're going to play the piano part first, and then we're going to play the trumpet part. And so what you're going to do for the trumpet part is you're actually going to transpose the trumpet part because it's a B flat trumpet. So this is going to be both a two-hand accompaniment part and then also transposing instrument part. But let's go ahead and first just demonstrate the accompaniment. So we're going to go ahead and try the piano part first. Definitely pay attention to the different patterns, especially that you have in your left hand where it's like we're just stepping up. So noticing the repetitions, the different patterns. I would definitely go ahead and go in and practice this hand separately. I'm not going to demonstrate that for right now, but that would be my suggestion, would be to go ahead and try just the left hand alone, then try just your right hand alone. And then we'll go ahead and put the two hands together. Make sure that you write in some of the finger numbers that you might need, and also maybe make a note of the accidentals. We have quite a few additional like sharps and flats and naturals and things in the bottom two lines, so you might want to just go ahead and mark those in for your convenience. And then we'll go ahead and demonstrate how this is going to sound, and then we'll give a try on the trumpet part. 1, 2, ready, go. Wonderful. Now here is the trumpet part. And remember that we're going to be playing it one step down. That would be playing it in concert pitch. We're going to play what is heard. And remember, we are going from, it's written in G, so that means that we're going to be playing it in F because we take away 2 sharps / add 2 flats. So 1 sharp, we take away 1, it becomes 0. We add another 1 and it becomes 1 flat. So we're going to be playing it in F. So let's go ahead and give just the trumpet part a try. 1, 2, ready, go. Beautiful job. So what I want you to do for practice is I want you to try that trumpet part, just the solo line, and also trying the accompaniment. And then I want you to try to play along with the parts that I just played. So on the video, try to play the accompaniment with the melody, and then try to play the melody with the accompaniment. And it is difficult because, again, if we were in person in real life, it's like a process, where I kind of we follow each other. But unfortunately, I can't do that over Zoom. So you have to just try your best to keep a really, really steady pace while you're playing to play right along with the recordings. But that would be an excellent activity for you to try. And then we'll move on and we'll look at our last thing, which is our Ubi Caritas score reading here. So again, we have a upper part and a lower part 1 and 2. We are playing this whole thing with the right hand alone. So one thing to kind of notice is that in the first line, parts 1 and 2 are acting as a canon. So just notice, I'm just going to play what we have for, here's 1. Here's the second part. So they're exactly the same. And then we have them playing in thirds in the second line. And then we have 1 unison right there. Then we have another instance of imitation. We have part 1 plays, part 2 plays. Then we have the first 2 notes of this are unison. A, G, 3rd, 7th, 6th. So I'm just going to play the part 1 and then the part 2 separately and then together. So here's part 1 all alone. Rest, 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 rest. Here is the second part. Rest, rest. Rest, rest, rest. Rest, rest. Perfect. Now here it is, both parts together. Here we go. So go ahead and give that one a try. Again, practice both parts separately. Also, a good thing to notice is where you have crossings, like where the part 2 is crossing over the part 1. And that's something that's just good to notice there, because normally we're used to looking at the 1 as the higher part and the 2 as the lower part. But there's a couple places where that kind of goes outside of that here. So that is what you have to practice for this week. Again, your assignments are, you're going to do your major and minor chord progressions in D and A, your major and minor scales in D and A, one of these 3 sight reading exercises, and one of the 3 harmonization exercises with transposition. So that's what you've got for this week. Happy practicing, and see you next time.